All right, my people, we are going to deal with compound interest formula today. We are doing a quick little diversion. We are working with exponential functions just like we were, except for our b value here is going to look a little bit different. Okay, this is a good thing if we can get our interest rate compounded more often. Gives you a few more cents. Year after year, that starts to add up. So it is exponential like we've been dealing with. So I'm going to get that thing out of the way because we don't really need that part of it today. However, there is some extra vocab, right? We have A, which is the total amount, right? This is the number I'm often going to be asking you for, but not when we get to the second half here. P is the principal. That's not Dr. Ellis. That is just the value that you're going to input, right? So if I got 20 bucks to invest, then my principal is 20 bucks. R is what we're used to. It is in decimal form. So remember, 5% means 0.05, right? We're moving two places. N is the new thing. That is the number of times per year. Notice it's in two locations. And then T is, of course, the time in years. So the number of years for T. All right, so N can be a number of things. All right, that's what we have going on here. If something says in the problem that we're going to compound your interest annually, that's one. That's one time per year. Semi-annually, 2. Quarterly, you guessed it, 4. Monthly, 12. Weekly, remember there are 52 weeks in the year. And daily, 365. All right, so in what's going to look like word problems in your practice, here I just laid it out, very plain and simple. I'm going to try and keep this formula up here for you. You want to jot that bad boy down. We're going to use that in all of these problems down below. Hopefully you get it memorized pretty quick, or at least where everything goes. So number one, here's what I have. The principal is $6,000. You're going to invest $6,000. The rate is 2.9%. That's 0.029 for R. Quarterly, that means 4. That's N. That's the number of times per year. And then the time itself is 5 years. Ready? Let's put them in. So 6,000 parentheses 1 plus the rate was 0.029 divided by the quarterly is 4. Notice now my exponent is 4 times 5. 4 times 5. So that's one thing you're going to do right away. You're going to say, all right, I get what you're doing here, so let's make it the 20th power. All right, order of operations is very important here. So first thing we're going to do is divide, and then I'm going to add 1. I'm going to hit the equal sign. I'm going to go caret on my calculator because I want this to the 20th power, and then I'm going to multiply by 6,000. Here's what it looks like. Let's drag this thing off to the side so we can try and keep track. All right, so we got 0.029 divided by 4, enter. Okay, plus 1, enter. To the 20th power, enter, times 6,000, enter. Okay, in comes the answer, 6,932.61. Okay, so that's what we're after. That's what we're after. So that was $6,932.61. So that's how it works. All right, let's get out of this red. Looks a little crazy. Maybe angry. We don't be too angry. Right, so 6,000. We have 1 plus 0.035 all over monthly. Remember, that's 12, which means 12 is going to go right here times 4. So first thing you want to do right away is make that 48. The power is now 48. Remember, first thing you want to do is do your division, 0.035 divided by 12, add the 1, take that to the 48th power, and then finally multiply by 6,000. All right, so here's your problem looks like. We have 0.035, missed my 5, divided by 12. All right, we need to add 1 to that. Done deal. Okay, all right, that's not tough mathematically. We just want the calculator to keep the number for us. To the 48th power, and then that times 6,000. Okay, so it seems a little bit complicated. All right. $6,924. Okay, 6,924 cents. 6,000. I'm in highlighter. All right, so a lot of this is calculator work dealing with that. So what I want to do in this video is just get them set up. And then what I'll do is drop in some final answers here at the end. And then you should be good to go. So 6,000, seems like 6,000 was a good number to work with. We have 0.0229. Monthly is 12 divided by 12, and we want 12 times 5, right? So that's going to go straight to 60. So that's one thing we want to do right away. Again, when we get to the end here, I'll jot down some answers so you have them. More important is just getting them set up. 6,000, 1 plus 0.035 semi-annually. Semi-annually, that's 2. Again, I like to go in order, and sometimes we like to oh, I know this number, so I'm going to put it in first. If I go in order, once I put this 2 here, I put it right in the exponent as well. So 2 times 4, and again, by habit, I cross it out and multiply that right away. Super easy, a lot easier to do. Again, we'll get you some final answers at the end. 6,000, 1 plus 0.99 becomes 0.0099. This is a very small percentage. Daily, 365. 365 times 5. Okay, that one I'm going to leave for later, right? But we can do this and get that number so it's done and out of the way because we have some other stuff to do. 6,000, 1 plus 0.0061, even smaller percentage than the other one. It's again daily, 365 for 6 years. 365 times 6. All right, so that's our setup. What else can I ask you to do with it? In reverse, right? I want to buy a new boat because, well, I don't really because I get seasick, but I want to buy a new boat because it seems like a really fun thing to do, okay? And I need to save, let's say I need to save up that $6,000. So how much money do I have to put in at a certain interest rate? And that's what these are about. Okay, how much must you invest? Okay, so this is asking what's P to have, so I want to have $32,750 in 2 years with a rate compounded annually. Okay, so I want to find out what's the principal. I got 1 plus 0.0375 annually is once. So I want to have this in 2 years. So this is what we're going to solve. So we're going to work through everything in this block right here, and then we're going to divide by that number. That's going to tell you how much money you need to invest. Okay, so working through here, we got 0.0375. Okay, plus 1. I don't know why I did that. And then we're going to take that to the second power. All right, and here's where it's tricky. I want to do 32,750 and divide by, if I can, second function and insert that answer. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just give you the number. So if you followed all that, that's great. If not, I'm about to do that right on the screen for you. Okay, so I need to put in almost all of that money to have it in 2 years, because 2 years in investment world is super duper short. Okay. All right, so here's what needs to happen on the calculator. Let's clear this mess out of the way here, and we'll clear this one too. Yeah, clear the history. We can figure it out. All right, so we had 0.035. Okay, we were going to divide it by 1, but we didn't. We said plus 1. All right, that way if I had to do that idea, I could do that. Okay, I want that to the second power. All right, so I think I got a number off here. Let's double check. Aha, that would be it. All right, let's clear this one more time. All right. You know what? Why don't we do it so I can see both? Here we go. 0.0. Sugar and spice. This doesn't want to play nice. All right, voila, there we go. Thanks for bearing with me there. 0.0375. Right, if it was the normal sequence, right, I would take this and I would divide it by 1, but I don't need to do that. So I'm going to do plus 1 just for the sequence of what we're trying to do. This was for 2 years. It's covered up right now. So 2 years. All right, here's the bread and butter. This is what I was talking about. I want to take 32,750 and I have to divide that by this number right up here. So instead of retyping all that, I'm going to do second and the negative sign. It drops the old answer in there, and there it is. $30,425.32. Okay, I'm going to round that up. That way I have enough money. I don't want to be short come payday. Okay, so these are going to work just a little bit backwards, and that little trick with the calculator. Sorry about my screens there. I'll get it organized one of these days. Okay. So let's get this thing back to full screen, because what you need to do is not see so much of the calculator, but we got to get these guys set up for you so you know what in the world we're after. All right, almost the same idea. 32,750. What's the principal got to be? 1 plus 0.0275 and compounded monthly, so 12 and 12 times 2. So we're automatically going to make that 24. Same thing. We're going to figure out what this whole block is, this whole number, and then we're going to divide by that number. We're going to set up one more, and then I'll get you some answers here. 32,750 principal, 1 plus 0.0275 all over daily, 365. 365 times 2. Again, we want to start up in the exponent and get that number. All right, so let's get some answers here so you can double check them. I'll get a list for you. All right, so here's the final answers for all the ones that we set up earlier. Okay, remember we were using a very small percentage on the front here. So all pretty similar numbers. So you want to go ahead and pause it, double check your numbers. All right, and then on the back, all right, here's one we had already figured out. And then we had the last two. Years, right? So 30,999, 30,997. So both very, very close to what we're trying to do. Notice we're talking about the same amount of money, and all we're doing is changing monthly and daily, and very, very little difference. But if you can get a little bit of more money in an investment, then that's what you were investing for, to get more money.